The last thing I just want to talk about real quick, I thought was something interesting that just happened in the culture. There was a lot of controversy between the Disaster and Easy the Black Captain battle. Once it was all over, we heard Disaster saying things like, he had to sign a NDA, and he couldn't talk about this and that, and even if that's true, I think that's something that's crazy in the culture, because now if we're gonna put stipulations and telling the battlers to to say and what not to say, I think it's just gonna take away from battle rap. It takes away the authenticity of it, and I just think that's gonna put just battle rap just going down on a bad slope. I feel like Easy kind of denied it, but I feel like then Disaster had proof. It was just a whole bunch of drama surrounded about it. But I just kind of don't want to get your opinion on it. Do you think there should be NDAs in battle rap, and like, is there things that should be off limit in battle rap?
Yeah, I definitely feel I don't really feel like it's a new thing though. I definitely feel like it's been implemented, but for the right reason. I feel like on Easy's case, he's probably I don't really know too much about Easy's and disaster situations, but from my point of view of the situation, I feel like the fact that it came up after the battle, I really feel like disaster kind of using that as a cop out to why the result of the battle may look that type of way because this there was no discussion about that beforehand. And but after the battle, now he's complaining about the NDA which he signed before the battle happened. So it wasn't a complaint beforehand, but the fact that everybody has easy winning now, he's using a cop out. Oh, I wasn't allowed to talk about the X, Y, and Z, but you knew that beforehand when you signed the contract. And also, like for NDAs as well, I really feel like I watched the interview with T Rex. It's like it makes sense for certain subjects. Like if you're not mentioning my daughter's name, my family's name, the people, some people have like open cases or like histories of cases. Like you can't talk about certain things in battles because it may, it's not a good reflection of like the family in general. Is like then their kid goes to school and it's like, oh, why are they talking about me? Like, oh, and they go back to school and the other students are picking on them or whatever that case may be. But I understand like if it's for like family terms, like don't mention my daughter's name, my family's name, anything about my family, that's reasonable. But anything besides that, I don't really feel like or if it's anything legal wise, I feel like that makes sense. But um, anything like an easy situation with all of that, I don't really feel like that's reasonable, and I don't really feel like that's kind of true in my opinion. I just really, like I said before, I really feel like Disaster's reasoning for it, especially coming after the fact of the battle. I really feel like it's kind of being used as a cop out. But I really feel like even if there is non-disclosure agreements, it should be strictly off the basis of protection of the family or legal protection of the battler. So that's about it.
Nah, yeah, I agree with a lot of the points that you said. Let me just say, in terms of the, Easy the Black Captain and Disaster situation, I definitely will agree with you that, I feel like Disaster, I just seen, just throughout the years of watching battle rap, he sometimes just gets emotional a lot of the times, after, the outcomes of battles and, just things of that nature. So, I feel like him bringing up the whole NDA thing is that I think us as the culture was expecting, like, after the whole Papoose and Easy situation, like the next person to battle him to kind of like annihilate him like with that angle. And then we seen Disaster, like, I didn't see the full battle, but just from the clips and things that I did see, I feel like he did touch on the situation here and there, but he didn't really like harp on it like too much. And then just seeing the aftermath and what the fans were saying about the battle, he definitely brought that up. And then they started going just back and forth on Twitter, and it was just a whole thing. So I'm not gonna get just back and forth into the whole drama thing, but just in terms of NDAs in general, I don't think that should be needed in battle rap. I don't think that's something that should be going on. Battle rap started like on the street corners and battling in barbershops and things of that nature, where you just had to come with the raps you had. Like it was no pre-notion to find out what was the other battler gonna say. Like whatever they were just gonna say, you would just have to hope that you just have better shit to say. So now if you're trying to tell the battle rapper that you can't talk about family or this, that, and the third. I get, what people are trying to say. Like I even seen Goods talk about it, and he said that he just feels like the two things that should be off limit is kids and dead people. I can definitely agree with that, but still, at the end of the day, we have battlers like Arsenal, who we've seen does cross that line so many times. And can we really say that he's wrong? Like, there's just not no rules, and just I guess sort of going back to the disaster and easy thing. I think even you kind of said, if you don't even agree with those terms as the other party, then just don't sign the contract. But if you take the battle and you do agree to those terms and then you will break them, you just kind of look like the dickhead in the situation, because then it's like you're fucking up money, like, and people just aren't gonna want to do business with you behind the scenes, and you just get a bad stigma on your name. But we got to keep the authenticity in battle rap. We got to keep that grittiness. We can't let it get too corporate to where there's so much contracts involved and taking people to court and all this weird stuff. I remember when we first started watching battle rap. I've never heard anything about people taking no one to court and NDAs, and it was just about the bars and the battle. So I think we need to stay on course. Battle rap has been back in a good space where it's just about battles. We need to stay away from the drama and the court and all that stuff. So just shout out to Disaster, shout out to Easy the Black Captain. I definitely want to see what they have coming up in the future. But that's gonna do it for this episode of It's Debatable. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, just like, comment, subscribe on the video, follow us on all social media platforms at It's Debatable double underscore. Follow me at Justin Jones on Facebook for details and developments on the platform.